Hello. In this video, we explore New York City during the late 18th and mid-19th century. Through a series of historical illustrations, we walk through the streets, markets, and gathering places that shaped daily life in this growing American port city. Broadway between Howard Street and Grand Street serves as one of the busiest corridors in the expanding city. Merchants open their doors each morning to a steady stream of customers, while carts loaded with goods navigate the crowded thoroughfare. Shopkeepers arrange their wares, calling out to passers-by who move between dry goods stores, tailors, and hardware dealers. This stretch connects the older commercial heart of the city to newer residential neighborhoods creeping northward. Horse-drawn omnibuses clatter along the avenue, picking up passengers headed downtown or uptown. The sidewalks buzz with conversation as New Yorkers of all classes cross paths in their daily routines. Buckhorn Tavern on Broadway provides a welcome stopping point for travelers and locals alike. Inside, men gather around wooden tables to share news, conduct small business deals, and enjoy a warm meal after a long day's work. The tavern keeper pours drinks and tends to guests who arrive by stagecoach or on foot. Conversation fills the room: politics, trade prices, and the latest gossip from the docks. Some visitors rest briefly before continuing their journey northward, while regulars linger through the evening hours. The tavern serves as an informal meeting place where merchants discuss shipments and farmers negotiate prices for produce. This place bustles with activity from the earliest hours of the morning. Vendors set up their stalls before sunrise, arranging fresh vegetables, fish, meats, and household goods for the day's trade. Housewives and servants arrive early to secure the best selections, haggling over prices with practiced ease. Farmers from the surrounding countryside bring their harvest to sell, their carts lined up along the narrow streets. The air fills with the calls of sellers and the murmur of bargaining voices. By midday, the market reaches its peak, a dense gathering that reflects the city's dependence on local trade. John Jacob Astor's country estate near the East River represents the wealth accumulated through fur trading and real estate speculation. The grounds extend gracefully toward the water, offering peaceful views far removed from downtown noise. Servants tend to the gardens and maintain the property, while workers manage agricultural operations that supply the household. Astor himself conducts much of his business from here, receiving visitors who come to negotiate land deals or discuss commercial ventures. Carriages arrive along the private drive, bringing associates, family members, and occasionally prominent political figures. Life here moves at a quieter pace than in the crowded streets to the south. This area reveals the full scope of a city shaped by its waterways. The East River stretches wide and busy, its surface crowded with sailing vessels, ferries, and small boats carrying passengers and cargo. Along the Manhattan shore, wharves extend into the water where workers load and unload ships arriving from distant ports. The skyline remains low, punctuated by church steeples and the masts of anchored vessels. Smoke rises from chimneys across the rooftops. Brooklyn sits across the water, still largely rural but growing. The river serves as both highway for commerce and connection between communities. Now 1. Broadway stands at the southern tip of the island, where the avenue begins its long run northward. This building occupies prime ground, close to the Battery and the busy harbor beyond. Merchants and traders pass through its doors to conduct financial business that drives the city's economy. Clerks copy documents by hand, while partners discuss shipping schedules and the movement of the goods across the Atlantic. Foot traffic flows constantly past the entrance. Dock workers, businessmen, sailors fresh off arriving vessels. Standing at this address means standing at the commercial heart of a young nation. Tammany Hall in Lower Manhattan serves as a center of political organization and social gathering. Named for a patriotic society founded after the Revolution, it has become a meeting place where men discuss elections, form alliances, and plan campaigns. Working-class voters find a voice here, their support cultivated through community events and patronage. Political leaders gather in back rooms to negotiate candidacies. But Tammany is more than politics. It hosts dinners, celebrations, and civic events. The hall echoes with speeches, debates, and the noise of crowds assembling for one cause or another. City Hall and City Hall Park form the administrative center of New York's growing government. Inside the elegant building, officials manage the business of running a rapidly expanding city, issuing licenses, settling disputes, and drafting ordinances. Clerks work at desks surrounded by papers, while petitioners wait in corridors hoping to be heard. Outside, the park offers open space in an increasingly crowded city. Workers take lunch breaks on benches, vendors sell refreshments, and citizens cross the grounds on their way to appointments. Political gatherings sometimes fill the park, as do celebrations marking civic occasions. Here, where Broadway meets 8th Avenue, the city shows its northern expansion. New buildings rise along streets that were open farmland just decades earlier. Horse-drawn traffic moves in multiple directions, carrying goods to markets, passengers to destinations uptown, and workers to construction sites. Small shops cater to nearby residents, while larger establishments serve customers from surrounding neighborhoods. The intersection marks a transitional zone, older commercial patterns blending with newer residential development. Pedestrians navigate between vehicles and the occasional herd of livestock still driven through the streets. The junction pulses with the energy of a city that does not pause. Stonebridge Tavern and Garden near Broadway and Canal Street offers a place of leisure in an otherwise industrious district. Patrons sit in the garden during warmer months, enjoying drinks beneath the shade while watching passers-by. Inside, the tavern serves workers from surrounding warehouses and shops, men seeking refreshment after long shifts. Music sometimes fills the air during evening gatherings, and celebrations mark holidays and personal milestones. The tavern's location near Canal Street places it along a busy commercial route, yet within its walls and gardens, visitors find brief escape from the activity outside. Friends meet, agreements are made, and stories are exchanged. And so life continues in these streets, taverns, and gathering places, New Yorkers going about their routines, building their livelihoods, and shaping a city that grows a little more each day.